This is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voicemail here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running. For those folks that wish to check in early, you can find NetLogger at netlogger.org. We also do have Google Meet up and running. So if you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. And we also do have Discord up and running. So if you are a Vera member and would like to join us on Discord, you can find us in the voice chat section of Discord there. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes here. This is W2FGH. This is W2FJH bringing up the STNY Digital VoiceNet on Brandmeister Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet, YouTube, and Discord. The primary purpose of the STNY Digital VoiceNet is to foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. For more information about this net, please visit STNYDMR.net. This net will prioritize short-time, mobile, in-and-out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have a great group of folks already checked in this evening. We have 9 stations, other than myself, checked in. So the net would like to recognize N3OJP Mick, K3BYC Carlton, W2KDC Dennis, N2QFD Mal, N2RWH Ed, N2RZZ Mark, N2NRA Cliff, KE2FFE John, and KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray Scott. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Also, the station that I have checked in already, if you are short time, everybody, please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up. For any and all stations that would like to check into the STNY Digital VoiceNet this evening, please call now.
N2NCB, Paul, Town of Tioga.
Ray, Beaver, Pennsylvania.
KD3AJN, Kilo Delta 3, Alpha Juliet November, Anna, Beaver, Pennsylvania.
All right, and we have N2NCB Paul, N3DQD Ray, and KD3AJN Anna. Were there any other stations join this evening? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's kick things off. If there are any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. Okay, no announcements. Let's move on to questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no questions either, so we will move in for comments. The net topic this evening is a DMR Gateway. Do you use DMR Gateway? And if so, what other networks do you use? For those folks that are on 7.3, I also listed a presentation by K3 SMT on DMR Gateway in case you've never heard of it before. So, all right, top of my list is N3OJP. Nick, how was your week?
Hi, good evening, Frank. Everybody on the net. Not aware of any DMR gateways. Well, I use Brandmeister. That's about it. I guess that qualifies as a gateway. But I got to check repeater book and see if there's any around here. week was a little better. You know, I still got some congestion here from that flu that I had. Oh my God, it's driving me nuts. Got a couple of days where I just wasn't feeling normal, but well, better than I was. I guess that's a good sign. And it's a good week. It warmed up a little bit. Friday got in the mid 60s here, and I was on a net Friday night, and I was told that a lot of static on my 2 meter transmissions. So I checked two radios, both had static. So Saturday it was in the high 40s, a little misty, but I had to get the antenna down off the mast. It was, you know, I got a clamp to the tower, and here the connector going into the dual band antenna was broken. The PL259, the end of it. I'm not sure how that happened. It looked like I didn't have enough slack in the coax, but well, I did it a couple of years ago, so I can't remember. Anyway, enough of that. So I just got it all down and put another PL259 on the coax. Got it back up. Put some amalgamated tape on it, that Templex, and some Scotch 33, and got it all back up. A little misty in the afternoon, but I was careful on the ladder, so it worked out pretty good. I haven't really had a chance to test it. There'll be a net in the morning. Repeaters are pretty quiet here this weekend. But other than that, I started with the America 250 with the state. I worked New York last week, and that was about it. So I did watch Buffalo today. That was, I guess that was pretty good. That's what I felt like doing after the last couple of days. With that, Frank, I'll turn it back to you. Listen to net. Sounds good. W2FJH, N30JP. Oh, I see Mark is on. N2RZZ. Hello, Mark. N30JP, clear.
Hey, very good there, Nick. I'm glad you got your 2 meter situation all figured out there. And yeah, a PL259 that seems a little difficult to break. So yeah, I wonder how that happened. But yeah, glad you're feeling better as well. Yeah, sometimes they linger around a bit there. And just for any folks too that aren't familiar with DMR Gateway, it's there's a gateway built into Pi-Star that will allow you to use the same hotspot to connect to potentially Brandmeister, DMR Plus, TGIF network, all using the same hotspot without needing to actually go into the Pi-Star UI and change things. It's all just based off of talk groups. So hopefully that's a quick little summary of the DMR gateway I'm describing here. So, all right, next on my list is K3 BYC Carlton. How's your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Good evening, Frank. Thanks for taking the net. Good evening to everyone who's checked in. Well, I've enjoyed the moderating temperatures where despite the fact that it's winter, it feels more like Maryland and not like Michigan, or even as cool as what you guys have in New York. But yeah, it's been quite decent. A little bit of rain. We may get some snow showers here and there, but nothing accumulating. As far as gateways, on my Raspberry Pi 3V Plus, which I use the Pi-Star software, I leave that strictly on Brandmeister, and because my Anytone radio doesn't seem to work very well with that hotspot, the Alliance does. So I don't want to have to reset everything to change the settings. It has all the some cross modes and different features there. For my open spot, my Shark Open Spot Pro 4, now it has 10 profiles that you can have set up, and then basically all you have to do is change profiles, and then it will reset by itself. You don't have to go back. Once you've got a profile set up, it'll go right to it. Now, other than the hotspots, there's one network that I use on a regular basis called the Interstate Sea Bridge, and that is strictly repeater, and you cannot get into it with the hotspot. And I go through, we do a Monday night net at 8 p.m. On the DMR Talk group 8802. So I say on the open spot, I do have one of the profiles onto TGIF, and I haven't set up anything. It has a lot of features. You can cross over to D-Star and a lot of others, but that's all I have set up right now. But anyway, everybody have a great week coming up, and stay safe. This is K3BYC. Back to you, Net Control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. And yeah, I was thinking that you might mention that too, because I know with like the open spot you can program it fairly easily. So you might be able to switch things around without having to I guess connect as we would have to go into a browser and actually point to the IP address and change the hotspot networks and everything. Well, I think actually WPSD might support profiles as well. Um, but yeah, very good there. And just by the way, you might already know, but there is a 7.3, as in 7 SE, SEVEN, the 7 spelled out, numeric number 3.net. We actually do have a talk group in TGIF. The talk group is 73638. It spells out, if you look at your radio there, it's 7.3 as in the numbers of 7.3, and it spells out net, 7.3 NET. So, well, for you and just anybody else in the net, if you are experimenting with TJF, feel free to use that talk group. So, all right, moving on down to W2KDC. Dennis, how was your week?
Oh, my week went fine. Friday night didn't go so well. I was having some chest pains, and my primary told me to get to the emergency department, where they did everything under the sun and determined that my lungs were fine and my heart. Well, they know my heart's broke, but they're going to fix that next month. But that wasn't causing the chest pain, so they sent me home with chest pains of indeterminate cause. After we sat, we were there about 7 hours, so that was pretty much the week. Let me just catch a quick break. As far as DMR gateways, I've got the Skybridge Max, which uh, does have is a gateway or has it built in, and it's set up for TGIF. Um, when I first started with DMR, I played with TGIF some, and as well as Brandmeister, but I'm pretty well settled into Brandmeister now, but it's still there. Same thing with the OpenSpot 4 Pro. Um, the M1KE, that's set up for TGIF. That's so much more than just a DMR gateway. With that, I can do, well, as I'm sure we've heard before, YSF, D-Star, TGIF, uh, NXDN, and a bunch of others. And I've got 6 of those set up. That's what I spent my day doing today. I've got trying to get those set up the way they should be. So that's my story. Back to you, Frank, W2, KDC.
Hey, thanks, there, Dennis. And man, you just can't cut a break here. I know there's been a few previous nets too that you've had some medical issues coming in, and so I hope knock on wood, hopefully everything is good and everything's fine. And it was just another little scare, but wishing you well. So. All right, and yes, the M1KE you mentioned. Actually, I was talking about this with another ham, mentioning that hey, it's also a nice little nifty device because you got your, especially if you're traveling or anything like that too. You have your radio and your hotspot kind of all baked into one. So I would I would recommend them. They are a little pricey, but hey, they seem like a nice little device. I haven't gotten one myself yet, um, but um, but yeah, I hear only good reviews about them. So very good there. All right, moving on down the list to N2QFD mail. How was your week?
This is N2QFD. Well, good evening, Frank, and to the net. It was a pretty stock week here. Pretty much everyone's back to the office, and we were drawing, let's see, some new installations for the city of Ithaca and the city of Cortland over the week. That was what was on the drafting table. And I run WPSD here. It does support profiles, which is very handy. Use the DMR2YSF feature, and that lets me get into some of those crossover areas that give me a little more access to some things, which is kind of nice. Something I've been just recently exploring. The PL259 story rung a bell. I just soldered one on also. I had some, I guess they're low end connectors. They just don't seem to mate up as nicely as the pricier ones. Gonna probably take another shot at doing that again. I had a lot of crackle on my HF rig and decided I should probably investigate that. And for Paul, I dropped his name at the office, and one of the guys told me to say, "Plug it in and turn it on." That that was a Paul thing, so we'll see where that goes. Otherwise, snowy and cold here. Winds out of the northwest at 14 miles an hour up at the airport. We'll turn it back to you. This is N2QSD.
Hey, very good there now, and yeah, glad that people at work started getting back. I know my last week there was still a handful of folks that still were on vacation, but hopefully this week coming up we'll be back to full strength again. So, all right, very good there. And oh yes, the WPSD good. I did think WPSD supported profiles. I can't remember if PyStar itself supported profiles or not. But yeah, DMR to YSF is also a nice one there to do some crossover. Um, it was questioned about like does the Southern Tier network have a YSF reflector, and it was kind of, well, if you're using YSF you could always go the opposite way and go YSF to DMR and still get into the net here. So um, we didn't want to complicate the network too much. The only thing we cross over to is to Wires X directly, and to help if any repeaters in the area or anything wanted to help use our channel or use our room. That would also allow DMR and the Yaesu folks to talk together. So, all right. Before I get to my next station, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice. Let's see if there's any additional stations out there. Do I have to check in this evening? Please call now. All right, then we will move on down to N2RWH. Ed, how was your week?
And to RWH. Say hello to everybody on the net. Not too bad here. We been another busy week, I guess. Makes the week go by fast. So other than that, I know I got a Brandmeister for that network, and then I have an open spot for. So other than that, I haven't explored any other options or went anywhere else for. I just had you, Frank, help me on that, and don't mess with a good thing. So, other than that, I will turn that back to you, Frank, and to RWH.
Hey, thanks there, Ed. And yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But if you do ever feel like exploring a bit, as people have mentioned on the net here, K3BYC, Carlton has the open spot for as well, and W2KDC Dennis. So just giving you two contacts there. Hopefully they're fine with that. But giving you two contacts there that if you do start exploring, they at least have the same exact device as you, and should know exactly like what you're looking at, as opposed to I haven't messed with the open spot yet, so I would have to basically Google type things, but yeah, they should be able to help you out if you do feel like exploring. So all right, next on my list is N2RZZ. Mark, how was your week?
This is N2RZZ. Good evening. Nice to meet you and nice to see all the folks on the net. This is my first time on DMR in a net. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my Elmer N2QFD that finally got my Shark RF open spot pointed to the Brandmeister and uh, gateway and got me connected finally. And I'm using an Anytone D578 UV3 Plus Pro that I've had for probably 8 or 9 months at least. So I really thank N2QFT for getting me hooked up here finally. And as I was listening to Dennis, um, at the end of May last year, I had quadruple bypass with 5 grafts. That's the kind where they saw your sternum in half and open you up. And it was one of the best things I ever did. I feel great today. So there is hope in the future, Dennis, if that's what you need. Hang in there and actually look forward to it. So the rest of my week, I have spent untold number of hours between computers and software programs and trying to get DMR up on my own without the Elmer. That was a lot of wasted time. So it's good to hear folks that know what they're doing and glad to be part of the net. And to RZZ, we'll turn it back over to you, Frank WFJ or W2FJH, and to RZZ.
Hey, thanks, Mark, and thanks for stopping by, and glad to hear you on the net. Also, thanks to Mel and to QFD for helping you out there and getting you set up. And yeah, don't ever think about it as waste of time. There, it's always a learning experience. You gotta sometimes you gotta go through a little pain to make you remember how things work there. So yeah, so thanks for stopping by and coming aboard. And just by the way, I do usually repeat this at the beginning of the net, but in case you didn't catch it, about this net, there's a lot more information and other places that we stream out to and everything on STNY it stands for Southern Tier New York DMR.net. It has a bunch of information there for you, so in case you decide to stop over there and look around a bit. So thanks for stopping by there, Mark. I'm glad to hear you on again. All right, moving on down the list to N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is Cliff, N2RA in Waverly, Tioga County. And hello to Mark. Glad you joined us, and glad to hear Mick is doing well, and Dennis take care also. And we watched the Bills play against the Jaguars and squeak by. Enjoyed the January thaw here. We have to still explore the gateways, and my
mentor, N2QFT, will also be there to help as well. So the snow melt is all off this week, but now the yard is covered. 25 degrees with half inch of snow. With that, we'll send it back to W2FJH.
Hey, thanks for Cliff. And yeah, I'm I'm sad to see that January thaw start leaving us there. I was really enjoying these 40-degree temps for a little bit there, and yeah, to at least get a little reset on the amount of snow on the ground. So very good there. All right, next on my list is KE2FFE. John, how was your week?
Hello, Frank and the group, W2FJH. This is KE2FFE. I had a good week. Thank you very much. Yeah, in terms of the topic, I'm on DMR Grandmeister, and that's all I'm doing. I recently looked at my PyStar dashboard, and I see all these other modes there, and I thought for a little bit about trying to play around with it, but I was afraid of screwing something up and then not being able to get back on Brandmeister, so I didn't venture into it. Pretty happy with Brandmeister on DMR. Yeah, I had a good day. I went up to Syracuse. There were about 8 or 10 of us baseball umpires who reviewed the NCAA baseball umpire test and make sure we all had the same answers and debated a couple of things. It was really fun just hanging out with the guys again and seeing them after the winter and getting ready for the season. And then I went over to my son's house and daughter-in-law in Liverpool, and we also watched the Bills squeak by with my little grandson there. He's, what is he, 3 months now? So that was a real nice afternoon, too. So drove through some snow squalls, or just some heavy snow on the way home on 81 South. That was a little dicey. I did not enjoy that one bit. That was a little scary, but made it home safe. Didn't see any accidents either, so that's good, too. All right, that's it for me, KE2FFE. Back over to Frank and Net Control.
Hey, very good there, John. I'm glad you get to see the son and the grandson there. So, and yeah. Speaking of which, on the icy roads and stuff, I have a family that lives up in Watertown, and yeah, this time of year we've rolled the dice so many times, and we've lost too many of them. We think like, oh yeah, it won't be that bad, and man, it's always the snow belt between Syracuse and Watertown. I swear, it's just constantly blowing. And we always get to Syracuse fine. It's always it's an adventure to get from Syracuse to Watertown. So glad you drive safe and everything, and you're back there. So all right, very good there. All right, next on the list is KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray. Scott, how was your week?
This is KC3WVX. Well, as far as the question tonight, I've just got my DMR hotspot hooked up through Brandmeister. Like John said, I've seen the other options in my PyStar software, but I spent so much time getting it set up, I didn't know what those other options would do, and didn't feel like going down another rabbit hole. So I'm just running just straight DMR through Brandmeister. As far as my week, I got reminded of why they call it deer hunting and not deer finding, because I haven't seen a single deer all week. I'm completely baffled and frustrated. I think I need to maybe go to the game lands for a day for a change of scenery at least, but oh well, that's why they call it deer hunting. This is KC3WVX back to W2FJH Net Control.
Hey, thanks there, Scott. And yeah, just as I mentioned before, keep the head up there, because sometimes the last day of hunting season, that's when you get the big one. Very good there. And yeah, just for Scott and John, I'm not sure if you, again, I'm not 100% on the PyStar software, but if you do use the WPSD, one nice thing you can do is go into the profiles and save away all of your settings. This is also as good if there's anything that ever happens to your hotspot and you have to reset it. You can just download this file onto your PC, and then when you have to reset or something, you can just upload, and it changes all of your settings back exactly the way you had them prior to that. So just if you guys do decide to go exploring and try out different modes, you can always store away your profile, and then just if things go south, you can always bring it right back to the way you had it. So very good there. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. Before I get to my next station, let's take another quick standby to see if there's any additional stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard, so we will continue on down to N2NCB. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all, N2NCB here. Well, first of all, Mel, the quote is not complete, and you know what I did, but the complete quote is plug it in, turn it on, and see if it smokes. That's the complete phrase that we used. So now we got that out of the way. Week not bad. Like the thawing going on. Today I got all the parts in my mind how to install, and so today was halfway decent to do that this morning. So we got the rig in the new van, and there was one little minor hiccup. It wasn't the same as the old van we had, so had to change that a little bit, but got over that. It wasn't quite a 15-minute job, but close. And what else? Oh, watch the bills sneak through. And I guess that's it from this end. So I'll turn it back to you, Frank. Take care, all. N2NCB.
Hey, very good there, Paul. And I really like that quote. Plug it in, turn it on, and see if it smokes. I actually I was just thinking when you were saying that it almost sounds like a sign or something. I should have a sign made of that, like put on my desk. I did find a sign before. I actually have one that always sits around that says "No coffee, no worky." So you may not know, but yeah, when I'm working, I'm basically always have a cup of coffee with me. So, but very good there. So, all right, next on my list is N3DQD. Ray, how was your week? Nothing heard on my end, but we'll give it another go there. N3DQD. Ray, you're up. Okay, we will circle back to Ray, but I'm guessing I'm going to have the same result here in the next station. So we will move on down to KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Hello, Frank, and everyone else on the net. We kind of lost you there. That's why Ray didn't answer you. My week was good. It was busy, as normal. On Saturday, we went to Butler, PA, with the Lions Club, and we packaged 10,000 200 meals for the food shelters. And it was a good week. Everybody have a good week this week and enjoy KD3 HAN.
Hey, thanks there, Anna. And I do apologize. I didn't catch what you said, Ray. So I'll call off to you just after this. But yeah, 10,200 meals. Wow, that is a lot of meals to package up. And thank you for volunteering or working your time there for that service. So, all right. We will see once again if N3DQD Ray is around. How was your week, Ray?
Yeah, W2FJH and the net from N3DQD. Well, I had a very good week. As Anna said, we were over packaging meals yesterday. I disconnected and then reconnected because there was a long pause and I wasn't hearing anything at all. So I thought I had lost connection. So then when I reconnected, I heard you indicating that you couldn't contact us. So I'm glad everything's back up and running now. We use a clear node here, which does have some restrictions on Brandmeister, but we also use P25 and TGIF along with the All-Star and Echo components of that. So that's what we're doing here. But I have a question for you, too. Is 83721 simulcast with this 31367, or is it kind of a standalone? Back to you. This is N3DQD.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. And yeah, 83721 is a Wires X node. Wires X and YSF are two different things there. So typically, Wires X, the software itself is proprietary for Yaesu. You'll have to have a Yaesu radio, and you'll have to have the Wires X software to connect into a Wires X room. A lot of repeaters, or if you do have an FTM 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500, I think there's also like a 501 now. I got the 500D, and then they came out with another model immediately after that, and I was like, oh, well, I could have had the upgraded model, but I had the 500. But yes, you'll connect that to your PC, and then you'll run the Wires X software to be able to connect there. You won't be able to get to those rooms through a traditional hotspot unless they have a bridge from the Wires X room into a YSF reflector. Yeah, that's where the 83721 comes in. If you did have a Yaesu radio and you had it connected to your PC, you can come in through Wires X, or if there was any Wires X repeaters out there, typically they either host their own room or they're basically just connected to a Wires X node. So I'll send it back to you there, Ray. Hopefully that's a good explanation for you.
Well, that brought up another question then. What we use is a clear node which runs a 55B, and we do have YXFM. And I put that number in there, the 83721, but I didn't get any results when I tried to contact this net and any of the others I tried, so I'm not quite sure what I'm missing with that.
Okay, we can take a look after the net there. I am looking at the PC right now that it runs the, well, it's actually running my additional node sitting in the room. But yes, it should be broadcasting to and from, or at least I know that it is definitely broadcasting from DMR into that Wires X room. But yeah, we could we could potentially take a peek after the net here. I'm not sure if you've gotten into the Google Meet before, but the link is at STNY so hopefully we can meet up there or just talk over the airway here. But yeah, hopefully we can try to figure that out where either if it's not working or if you're going somewhere else. So yeah, I'll hand it back over to you there, Ray.
Okay, real good. I can do that if you have the time. I can turn on the Google Meet too. I keep it off when the net's on because there's a little bit of latency, and so I don't want to confuse myself with hearing when I'm transmitting. So that's fine. We'll try this for a minute after the net. This is N3DQD.
Okay, very good. Sounds good there, Ray. All right. This is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voicenet. I have reached the end of my list. So let's see if there's any additional stations out there that I'd like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open it up for any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns. Please call now.
This is NE2WS. I'm mobile. I'll just check in and out. I'm busy driving. But good night tonight. NE2.
Hey, very good there, Ed, and safe travels, and thanks for listening in there. I have you checked in and out, so NE2W Ed that would like to recognize as well. Again, any additional stations or any stations with any comments, questions, or concerns, please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Nick, Carlton, Dennis, Mal, Ed F, Mark, Cliff, John, Scott, Paul, Ray, Anna, and Ed K for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH, and I'll be listening.